Today is Thursday, October the 1st. Today in pre-calculus, we started chapter 3, and the first section talks about exponential functions. I'll share the whiteboard here and show you an example of one of those types of functions. So an exponential function is a function of the form y equals some number base, let's say we'll start with 2, to the x power. So you notice in this case, the variable is in the exponent position. I'm pretty sure that's why it's called an exponential function. So let me show you the properties of this function here. So you can see if we look at our axis here, anytime you sketch an exponential function, you should look at 3 points. You should look at the x value of -1. So here you have x, here you have y. So you have x equals -1, 0, and 1. And if you take x equals 0, anything to the 0 power is 1. So all of your standard exponential functions will go through the point which is right here at 0 and 1. If you put in 1, anything to the first power is itself. So when you put in x equals 1, you get y equals 2. And when you put in -1, that becomes 1 over 2 to the first power, which is 1/2. So we have a 1/2 here. Now, so you notice when you stick these 3 x values into the equation, the 1 always gives you the base, the 0 always gives you 1, and the -1 always gives you 1 over the base. So if you graph this now, here would be 1, so we would have 1 and 2 here. This would be 1 and 2. And then you would have -1 and 1/2 about right in here. So that would be -1 and 1/2. So what you'll notice is your graph comes off the x-axis because the x-axis is your asymptote. And you go through this point here, which is your -1 and 1/2. You go through the 0, 1, and you go through the 1, 0, and you just increasingly go up into the first quadrant. Now, so if you'll notice here, your domain for a rational function like this is the set of reals. I knew that last mark. So the domain is the set of reals. The range is y greater than 0. Now notice y cannot be equal to 0, so y is greater than 0. And then your x-axis becomes a horizontal asymptote for this function. Now, we'll look in later lessons at the translations that we will make to this function, but like if I put a -2 up here with the x, what that would do is move the function to the right 2. If I put a +2 like this, then that would take the picture that I have here and move it up 2 units. So all the translations that you have learned for your previous functions still work for these functions here. So I'll erase the -2 there. So look at your homework assignments. You've got a couple of graphs to sketch, and see if you have any questions about them. If you do, send me an email, and I will get back to you again tomorrow.